the trouble, because this is unprecedented, that you have this number of agencies appearing at the same time. I have been here 13 years, I have never seen it. So that's where the trouble comes from. And my suggestion for you, Chair, is to deal with them one by one. The one you finish goes away. Because, I mean, if you look at the items.
No. We are going to, Honorable Akola, I'm going to guide on the methodology we are going to use.
Chairman, if you allow, if you look, for example, at the Uganda Art Institute, their matters is not related with any other matter. And I think it's a matter that will take you a few minutes.
Yes, Honorable Ssemujju, you are raising a very important point. And that's why I asked the Minister, because we have a very large and unprecedented number of votes in this supplementary, and rather than us going into the limitations that we have now, I think we will deal with vote by vote, and then we create space. Okay? So, Honorable Minister, but colleagues, let us, we have a lot of votes to deal with.
Honorable Chair, I want to propose that we start with those who are here, particularly the Ministry of Works and Energy, and then we dispose the vote.
I am going to guide on the methodology.
Chair,
so Honorable Chair,
Honorable Chair, before we go into the votes, there is some clarification I thought the Minister will make. Can I go? Honorable Chair, on page 11, there is a 500 billion, which is just classified as outstanding debt against interim payment certificates. And the Minister goes on to say some of it is for UNRWA and the other one is for community access roads. I think
can we deal with that when we reach the vote?
Which vote?
When we reach the vote. Members, I want us to proceed systematically. Otherwise, you are...
Mr. Chairman, your concern is a valid concern, and I want to agree with you that there has been persistent occurrence of items which would appear to be provided for in the normal budget, but they don't find space and come in the supplementary. I agree with you, but why does this happen? Mr. Chair, we always struggle to find all the resources required to balance the budget at appropriation. And some of the items which remain unfunded in that process and cannot be avoided during execution, we take them on through this window. However, Mr. Chairman, I personally made a commitment that you will see some improvements now that I am that side.
Okay.
And I still believe that we will get there.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, in the current budget, which we shall be bringing to you in a few weeks from now, we have tried as much as possible to take care of recurrent expenditure, which has been appearing in the supplementary schedules. Mr. Chair, it's a common effort. I want to also ask for your support. Let's work together and minimize this challenge. However, the biggest challenge, the biggest cause is the lack of adequate resources at the time of budget.
Chair.
Okay.
Listened to you attentively, and I have painfully listened to the Honorable Minister attentively. You see, we we are engaging in acts of self-deception. By now, we all know that government will introduce every year a series of supplementary schedules. That is the norm, it's not the exception. And the minister should just come clean and tell us we shall continue introducing supplementary schedules. He should not make any commitment that this will end anytime soon. We are psychologically prepared to deal with it. Do not massage us, don't tell us lies, just tell us the truth, that you will again come back even after we have passed this one, and we move. I thank you.
Chair, can I make an additional comment? My good friend, Honorable Musa Sizi, has indicated that because of revenue shortfalls, perhaps they cannot make all the provisions at the beginning of the budgeting process. But is it more prudent in terms of budgeting that government should forecast all reasonable commitments in terms of the budget, and then offset whatever is available in terms of revenue generated, and then determine the public sector borrowing requirement that needs financing, so that you balance your budget by that, and then you focus your efforts on raising that money. Because it will appear that every year they actually are able to borrow as much as they want, but they borrow marginally or incrementally for whatever they want, not for what was forecast, so that every year you have expenditures like wage shortfalls here, gratuity shortfalls, which are recurrent, which are not unavoidable, which are not unforeseeable, which are foreseeable. So I think, I don't know how the ministry is doing their budgeting, but I would expect that they should make estimates of all commitments that government expects, and then determine how much it needs to borrow and focus on the borrowing once and for all, so that Parliament is not bogged down.
Very much. As of Parliament, particularly chairpersons of committees. Because you remember last year, as a budget committee, we went to the extent of asking some accounting officers to appear before our committee. And we had the issues with some committee chairpersons. We expect the budget of an entity, of a sector, to be accompanied by the relevant work plans, recruitment plan, procurement plan. So I want to request the chairpersons, because if you look at issues of wage, this should have been foreseen in the what? So for the budget we are going to process, we should not entertain any entity that comes without the key requirements. And for the chairpersons who are here, I think you need to take it upon yourself, because we cannot just approve without these work plans. Perhaps that could also help the minister to be able to improve. Having said that, we are going to start with votes.
Mr. Chairman,
small votes.
Mr. Chairman.
Vote.
Mr. Chairman, can I make a... Mr. Chairman.
Honorable members,
Chairman.
We have limited time. I want us to go to vote by vote. And if we have clarifications, particularly in votes, you raise them in the votes.
Mr. Chairman.
Vote 837, Isingiro District. Do we have anyone from Isingiro? Any objection?
Mr. Chairman.
Wage bill. Do we need to debate
Mr.
it?
Chairman, is clarification.
It will go to the sector committee of local government to deal with the reasons why this matter is coming now.
Mr. Chairman.
Honorable Kwizera, are you talking about the votes we are...
Yes, I can go to those ones. Mr. Chairman, I want to make a very simple observation on this matter. Ministry of Local Government is all of the districts that there are shortfalls in all of the districts. So why can't they provide the matrix where there are shortfalls and how someone qualifies and another is disqualified? Because you are going to have, I am not saying the districts which are mentioned here should not get, but you are getting other districts which are actually worse off. So what criteria do you use, Mr. Minister, to pick 2 districts out of 140 districts?
Honorable Kwizera.
Yes.
We are dealing with a supplementary schedule that was laid before Parliament.
Yes.
That has indicated specific votes. You seem to be having some information about other votes that are not here. At this point, we are dealing with this. If there are others, I think that is a different matter.
But the minister has a reason to give me, and I give the people in each sorrow.
The accounting officers have to write to the minister, and then the minister. Do you have something today on the table?
Yes, I have evidence here.
Okay. So for now, we are dealing with the votes which have been submitted. Let us receive the evidence, then we shall deal with the issue. So, it's in page 14. I am going to pick. Do you have a comment on Isinjiro? Yes.
Chairman, thank you very much. Chair, this point raised by Honorable Kwezira regarding Isingiro, and you are guided that all these districts, you refer this matter to Committee of Local Government to give us advice. Because I have document, Toro District is one of the districts that has wage shortfall, and even we have our revenue, which we have raised from compensation of the meter gauge and standard gauge. We only need approval from Minister of Finance, and that should have been here, and it's missing. So your guidance that you refer this matter of the district, the committee is very welcome, sir.
Thank you. I did not want to raise even the issues of Shema, but I am aware. But what I'm saying is that the guidance you have given is that issues of local government, the chairperson, local government, sector committee, should take this matter up, because every year we have local governments complaining of wage shortfall. Some cannot even recruit. So, we have 837, Amuru 1.2 billion. Isinjiro, do you have any objection?
There is no objection on this matter, Mr. Chairman.
Okay.
First, Mr. Chairman, I'm the one on the floor.
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman.
We are going to formally request an explanation from the minister why we are having shortfalls recurring and piecemeal, but for purposes of, yes.
In 2023, yes, December, the Office of the Audit of the Payroll. And that very year, immediately after the audit, there was a supplementary that came in 2024 to cater for the wage shortfall. Some of us contested, and we wanted to take this to scale up the matter with the Ministry of Finance, because we had information, which we still have, by the way. What that audit revealed was the standing manpower gap when they carried out a head count, the required manpower for the next financial year, and that was the basis upon which this budget was carried out. Actually, that supplementary sneaked through because we didn't exhaust it. Some of us had actually information available, and we were not given an opportunity to do that. I highly doubt, and I'm really so surprised that this issue of the wage shortfall has come immediately after the audit had been carried out. A thorough, comprehensive, a long audit was carried out, and a report came out. So, and that one was passed. And the ministry promised that this would never arise because the budget that was based on was on the stuff that had been, on the report that had been carried out. Where did this stuff come from? So this thing needs another, a forensic investigation on top of the already done forensic investigation. So we can't tolerate this. These ones have become low-hanging fruits for supplementaries, and we can't continue like this. In fact, I want also to inform you that the Honorable Minister of Finance, who's actually representing the ministry here,
One of the commitments he made when we interacted with him during the financial year 2023-24 was there shall be no more supplementaries. Can you first of all tell us what he meant by that?
Okay.
The word there shall be no more supplementaries.
Honorable members, the good thing is that we are getting into the budgeting period. And I know that we shall have an opportunity to deal exhaustively with this issue, because we cannot be dealing with piecemeal. So, Honorable Minister will need a formal explanation. Why is this matter reoccurring? Is it because of poor projections by the local government? Is it because of recruitment midway? The auditor, is it indiscipline? And what measures you are going to? So we need formally you to.
Hold on. That what it revealed that the accounting officers who were
Chairman, sorry. Chair, the questions that colleagues are asking, the decision you will take, we should receive as much information as the people appearing here can give. They leave us, partially you are taking a decision.
Thank you very much, Honorable. Very many votes to deal with. So, do not access the mic unless I have given you authority. Vote 505, Uganda High Commission. Any clarification? High guiding the meeting. Please, we need to manage this meeting.
Analysis consumables to cater for Chirudu. But again, when you continue down, you will see they are including the satellite sites, Lira, Mbale, and Mbarara. And I would assume that whatever is going to these other centers like Mbale would be given to that specific vote, that specific hospital or vote, not to Chirudu. So what exactly, I think the minister needs to clarify. Because
do we have people from Ministry of Health? They are outside? Okay.
Because we seem to be donating too much money to it. What is the interest of government in it?
Okay, Honorable Karim.
This money is going to Inspire Africa, as Honorable Nwagaba has brought. One of the issues we found out, and there is a report that was presented by the law on the floor of Parliament, a lack of a memorandum of understanding between this Inspire Africa and the government of Uganda. I think that also needs to come out clearly. Secondly, Honorable Minister, there is money that was given to this vote. Apart from the 70 and the 37, there is money initially which was given that was to teach people how to drink coffee. And there is a report on the Auditor General still. I think, let me open the page to this. Yes, there is a report on the Auditor General about still Inspire Africa Limited, which states that there is money that was allocated for setting up coffee shops and attendant infrastructure in Arua, Mbale, Lira, Gulu, Tororo. However, my physical inspection, I noted except Gulu, the coffee shops were non-existent and 70% of that money was never used. So this is an entity already with a poor record. And I want to understand why you're investing much more money. There is the 37 billion which was sent to Ntungamo, still to set up a coffee processing factory. What is so special about Ntungamo that is not in other areas in Central and Bugisu? Because strategically, it does not make sense for our people in Bugisu to send coffee to be processed in Ntungamo and then exported via still the eastern route of Busia and Malawi, because coffee is bulk, it goes by road through the eastern part of the country. So what informed your decision, and why are you investing much more money instead of going to the eastern and central part of the country?
Is it a government entity? How much have we invested in it? And what is the nexus between government of Uganda and Inspire African Coffee? I think those are the punched out questions that we need, first of all, to address ourselves about.
Okay. The gentleman from Ministry of Science.
Request to you, Honorable Mps, from the accounting office of this particular ministry, requesting you for this money. Under the law, supplementary budgets are requested by accounting officers. So can you are now asking you which law? So can we see that request coming to you?
Can we listen?
I want to start by thank you very much. The Inspire Africa and the government of Uganda are in a collaborative engagement. And as STI, we take this as a Pathfinder project. Yeah, it's a collaborative.
Do you have an MOU? Do you have
Yes.
what kind of collaborative arrangement?
We have with the Inspire Africa, and that MOU is available.
Members, can we listen to the gentleman?
But Chair,
Please.
Yes. There is,
Chair,
there is a collaboration, there is an MOU between STI and
Procedure,
Inspire
Chair.
Africa. And if we will present it at an appropriate time, because it is available. Yes, because, Chair, if I could proceed.
Can we first have we asked the clarifications. It is only fair that we allow, is the counting officer? Okay, I have given him the floor. Please clarify on the issues that have been requested.
Thank you very much, Chair. The issues that have arisen, one is in respect to the shares. Yes, we are working with the Office of the Attorney General, supported by the Chief Government Valuer, to manage the process of the evaluation of how much investment government has put into investment. And that is already being done, because what the government is saying is that we are investing in Inspire Africa with the aim of ensuring that government investment in it is translated into share investment. So that is being done. Two is that the issue of whether the accounting officer did initiate this request. Yes, I wrote to the minister requesting for this additional funding based on the need that was available, and that write-up is there, and it can be accessed. Okay. For this, and I want to allay the fears of the committee. This investment is meant to support Inspire Africa to deliver value for this country. As we all know, the current production estimate in this country is about 6.2 million bags of 60 kilogram bags of coffee. And the country earns about 1.02 billion shillings in USD. So if we added value to this coffee through the roasting of the beans, through the soluble and so on, we expect to get more money. And therefore,
you need to clarify issues that have been raised. Because some of the issues you are raising, you are not when do you expect the process of valuation and regionalizing, when do you expect it to be done and completed? And then you say the MOU will be laid at the appropriate time. This is the appropriate time. Do you have it? Can you lay it on the table? Members, let's be structured.
Now, the process of the evaluation is being fast-tracked. We hope that by the close of this, by the end of this next month, this quarter, we hope that the evaluation report to be available for us. Two, the issue of the MOU. The MOU is available. I only didn't come with it, but it's available. I've asked my colleague to ensure that we will be able to deliver it here today through the. We'll have it here.
Do you have any other issue under Sansan?
Chairman, I want to be helped to understand the information on page 9. This money was borrowed, this is how I understand it, and that's why I'm seeking clarification. But the problem is that it hadn't been budgeted, right? Is this the total requirement for you to do the Uganda Heart Institute at that new site?
Now, Chair, if you read that narrative,
kicked off the issue of procurement of the contractors and the rest of
Page 10. First of all, with this money you are asking, that's a simple question.
Track and progressing very well. Thank you, sir.
In all the sites?
In all the sites except Kibwa, which they have just started.
Will it be ready?
Chair, according to our plan, it will be ready within 20 months. For Kibwa.
Hold on, members. He is still answering my question.
But for Hoima, we are performing very well, and we expect the commissioning to be done before December. Thank you.
We want you to be very clear. Tell us, there is a Hoima Stadium. What level of completion is it now? And Hoima, then you tell us Akibua, what level it is, and when it will be completed. Which? Yes, Honor.
Because you're asking for supplementary funding, and I'm sorry if I'm asking for too much. So you are supplementing on what? If you can break down for us, Hoima, the total budget, and then how much of this is for Hoima, Akibwa, how much of this is going for Akibwa? It will help, otherwise a block figure looks
So today. Chair, thank you very much. The Hoima City Stadium development for this financial year, which we are asking for Hoima, is 170 billion.
170 for Hoima?
For Hoima. 170 billion, 727,477,827. This is what is in the cash for plan for this financial year.
My question is completely different. How much money do we need to construct this stadium? How much have you been given so far for which you are seeking a supplementary?
You say Hoima is now we need another 200 as a supplementary. That's what you need to do.
Because there are three areas. There is Nelson Mandela.
Honorable Chair and members, like I mentioned, the contract for Hoima City Stadium amounts to United States dollars 130 million.
Can we, honorable members, can we? But he's still speaking. Maybe he starts with the dollars equivalent to this. But listen.
It is 130 million US dollars. The exchange rate I can provide shortly. But for Akibwa Olympic Stadium is 129.7 million US dollars in total.
So how much have you received in the budget that you are now requesting for supplementary?
Honorable Chair and members, the budget for Akibwa Olympic Stadium has been appropriated at 100 billion Uganda shillings for this financial year. But because the old Hoima Stadium was prioritized and the work commenced earlier, and we sought for guidance from the Minister of Finance, Plan and Economic Development, and they allowed us to repurpose part of that money, which was originally meant for Akibwa Olympic Stadium, to take care. So what is being sought in this is to get the money which has been paid for the under supplementary schedule for Hoima. So that is replenished, and we pay the first advance payment for Akibwa Olympic Stadium, the 100 billion already appropriated. So
okay.
That is the position.
If I could guide, let me guide them. how much has been given, was budgeted for, listen, was budgeted for, how much was spent, released, when is the completion date, and the balance. We need that information in the next 30 minutes. Take leave. I think when we get the two stadiums going to be completed on time.
Honorable Chair, yes.
When?
We have a timeline for Oima City Stadium by 31st of December 20.
Because you see, your has raised concerns, understandably, that the money for Akibua, you used it for Hoima. And you've not explained, was it because the contract, was it because the contracting delayed and you wanted this one which has started to proceed? How are we sure that we are not going to have a same situation that would affect
Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
The gentleman said, of this money, we would like to know, of this money, 257 billion, how much is going for completion of this to Hoima, and how much of this is going to Akibua? Just break that one up, then we can know.
That's why I asked for a status. How much was budgeted? How much was released? How much has been spent? What is left? And the completion date. It answers all the issues that we have. 30 minutes, can you provide that summary? Next item.
I have the document now.
We need to have a discussion when we have a structured document. Does this one answer the questions we have raised?
Yes, sir. For Oima and Akibua.
Okay, so we shall discuss.
Or after the 30th June 2025. Now, I want to know, which are these activities that this 270 billion will actually go to between now and the 30th June? That cannot wait until that time. Exactly. You know, we are talking about
also a generalized one. You want for the oil pipeline and financing under Uganda National Oil Company. Am I misunderstanding? So is all this money for the pipeline? All of it?
To clarify, Proscovia.
Maybe on the statement, because I think that falls under finance. The funding for...
Thank you, Chair, and thank you, honorable members. The reason as to why we are asking for the $45 million US, which translates to 166.5 billion Uganda shillings, is because of the delay in achieving financial close. You remember that the Uganda National Oil Company is participating in ECOP at 15%. However, because of some of the issues related to climate activism, we delayed to secure the debt financing according to the timelines, which means the shareholders have to cushion the financing of the operations until we achieve that financial close. Because of that delay, the shareholders agreed to finance an additional $300 million US, 15% of which is $45 million US for UNOC. Yes, thank
you. Honorable Chiwanuka, you had I am giving you, Honorable Chiwanuka.
No.
You had
Do you have an idea that we will succeed?
Thank you, Honorable.
Do you have an idea that we will succeed?
Thank you, Honorable. We managed to close most of the financing documents, and now it's really trying to discuss with the lenders and finalize, go get to financial close within March. So we hope that this, if we get the approvals from the banks during the month of March, we should be able to secure the financing and unlock the budget.
Moscovia, you are discharged unless you want to keep company with the minister, but 5 billion and capital expenditure 190 billion, 7 billion for power, dedicated power line to Inspire Africa, and 5.5 reimbursement of funds for transmission. Honorable members, do we have any questions? Vote 017. Honorable Ssemujju.
Packaged in the form of a complaint. I thought this concession, and I hope there isn't any like this one, that when it ends, these fellows just leave. And remember the other day you told us in the parliament that the concession ended in February. So what are we buying?
Okay. Any other? Honorable Nwaka.
I see again a 7 billion to Inspire Africa Coffee Factory. So my area of observations will be adapted mutatis mutandis with the necessary changes. Then
the Honorable Minister is not around when we are discussing Inspire. So you raise specifically,
yeah, we
because
really,
this is under a different vote. It is not
assignments.
money going to Aspire, but to do a dedicated line. So be specific to so that the minister can respond to the issue.
Of course, we had earlier pointed out we need to know the kind of interest government has in this particular factory, the relationship, not based on an MOU. And I also see another line to H5 tin factory. I hope government has interest in this factory also, or it's just donating as usual.
Okay, that is it. Yes, Honorable Karim.
Thank you, Chair. Mine is just to find out from the minister. That I think it's now many of them even they are coming to here also. What is going to happen, because Umeme froze most of these activities. People paid money and have not been connected. So will they now, what is exactly going to happen? Is Umeme going to conclude this entire process before or?
We stick to the issues of policies will come to.
Development that we have done so far, the ECOP route. Secondly, Honorable Ssemujju is asking, what are we buying from Umeme? I'm sorry I didn't carry the concession with me, but in that concession, the natural retirement of Umeme is well stipulated there, what will happen at that time. Umeme has been investing into the system, and government has not been paying Umeme upfront. So the shareholders of Umeme have been putting in money into the system, and the government is going to inherit this system, part of which they didn't pay for. So the Auditor General audited with the guidance of the Electricity Regulatory Authority, which authority has been authorizing Umeme investment. They have not been at liberty to invest at any time. Yes, you mentioned that this concession was somehow lacking somewhere, because other concessions that have ended, we've inherited without buying anything. Like Narubale Chira, it is UEGCL with it, Namave, Jacobson left. We didn't have to buy anything. But the way this was crafted was that we allowed Umeme to invest, transformer injection, wires, what, and then we have to pay. But the Auditor General has audited, and the estimation, initial estimation, which Umeme had issued of $225 million US, was able to come down to 190 because of this audit. 190 million US because of the audit. And to add on to what will happen, those who paid for connection, UEDCL, which is a
successor company, wholly owned by government, has been issued a license to operate under Mps territory. And there is system transfer. Amongst the system, that system of connection, payment, and all that is inherited. And so I have no doubt that UEDCL will be able to respond to what WME has not been able to accomplish. And I will not go into the stuff and all that. For the 7 billion, I was directed to take power to this coffee factory, which is very huge, which is going to add value to Uganda's coffee. And this is the money that was calculated by my technical people, and it's what has been put in place. As to what interest we have as government, is that we are following the policy of value addition, and that we agreed to create a value to our coffee to a certain volume. Instead of leaving each one of us to do our own part of value addition, we wanted to come up with a brand that can attract a bigger market where we monitor the quality and the quantity. I don't have any other interest in this as the Minister of Energy, but to make sure that I supply reliable power to the factory.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. The Honorable Minister has indicated she's going to give us a brief, but also she has requested therefore 190 billion to meet operational shortfalls in respect of food, crime intelligence, investigations, utilities, classified assets, vehicles for DPCs, very good. Your DPCs are suffering, even in the one of Shema, the vehicle is broken down, and domestic area. First of all, introduce yourself. Are you the one who deploys the people who are?
Honorable Chair and honorable members, my name is Agro Winnie. I'm the Accounting Officer of Uganda Police.
Okay. Honorable members, any issues with the vote 144? Investigation. These are issues that to keep you asleep. Okay. Honorable Ssemujju and Honorable
The standard question for the accounting is to tell us how this became an emergency and had not been budgeted for. And actually, whether you requested for this money yourself and wrote finance, and there is proof that you wrote.
That one is a simple one. If you have any, but it is dealing with food, crime, so we don't know which one is where. So you will need you to give us details. Because we might pass this and then you find you're only going to cover two vehicles. So you will have to. Any other question?
Thank you
yes,
very much, Chairman.
Wrote.
Minister of Finance and Accounting Officer, you have requested for resource, but I don't see provision for cyber crime. As we speak now, cyber crime has increased totally, and that even Bank of Uganda, as you are aware, and MPs, we are losing a lot of money. So where is the provision for cyber crime?
This is not part of the supplementary.
Because it's very serious. Cyber crime.
Honorable Kanya, you are assuming there is a shortfall.
Chairman, I have lost more than 200 million shillings because of cyber crime, and it's the work of police to ensure that they have capacity to contain cyber crime.
Very good. Now, the accounting of the budget. So we are going to make copies and give the members. Answer the questions briefly.
Thank you very much, honorable members, for the questions. One, the operational shortfalls on which we requested a supplementary provision are the ones where we have perennially faced an issue with arrears, and therefore we had reached a level where suppliers were not willing to deal with police, and it was going to curtail the operations of police. Secondly, whether the vehicles cover the entire country, the question, I mean, the answer is that this is not enough money to cover the entire country. We don't have priority districts, but we follow where crime is high risk, and that's where we start.
Okay. You will give us details. We'll look at those policy issues and operational issues during the ministerial. Clerk, can you make copies? Honorable members, can you